Had a little bit of problems getting things started, but I think finally OBS and YouTube are playing nice together, and we can start this off-season stream here with the Vanderbilt Commodores, our first one here of the series. Excited to get things underway. So, all right, okay, things are working. Been really weird lately. OBS and YouTube have had a hard time playing together on my streams the last couple of times I've tried, but here we are, ready to kick things off for our first off season here with our Vanderbilt squad. Now, you may notice that we are in the off-season recruiting week 1 of 4, and that is not exactly where we left off our last episode. I started to record kind of the beginning of the off-season process, such as, you know, the coaching carousel and stuff like that, in anticipation that we might actually have a bowl game. We didn't end up getting a bowl, so we just went straight to the off-season here. I do have recorded footage, though, of kind of the coaching carousel and what happened in the college football playoffs and such. And so to start off this stream, that's what we're going to watch now. It's basically from where we left off last episode up to here. Let's get that going real quick. Here is the recorded footage of that. So as you can see now, we're in the conference championship week. And let's just start this video. The first thing that we had to do here was figure out what our coaching staff was going to end up looking like here. Were we going to keep our coordinators, or were we going to switch things up? And for our OC, he has a lot of abilities here in the motivator tree, which is what I personally wanted. And so I would like to get more of those top options to the third skill. He only has it for running backs now, so it's not a perfect fit with Robbie Mitchell here. But after how good our offense was last season, it just doesn't feel right to fire our offensive coordinator. So I decided to stick with him. Defensive coordinator, on the other hand, we were one of the worst defenses in all of college football, and his skills didn't really match up for what I wanted. So we will be searching for a new defensive coordinator, and we get Paul Zadalis to commit right after firing our defensive coordinator. How's it going, Bryson? Happy to have you here on the stream. Dylan Gabriel of Oregon would end up winning the Heisman Award, but of course we had to fill that defensive coordinator spot. That's the first priority for us here in this offseason. Looking around at the options available to us, again, I was really looking for motivator and the tactician trees the most. Motivator was the most important to me, like Antoine Cheridor here. A lot of abilities already unlocked in that motivator tree. That's what we really wanted here. So he was high on my list. Going next, we have Jason Isaac, another guy who's put a lot of points there in motivator. And then Anthony Creer here. These last three were really the three coaches that I wanted to focus on the most. They really were I think the best fits. Now, two of these guys have Tidewater pipelines. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what the Tidewater pipeline is. And so that kind of honestly put things in favor of Jason Isaac a little bit more. I do think Creer has the best abilities already unlocked, but getting an East Texas pipeline here for the defense was just a little bit too much to pass up for. So I ended up offering Jason Isaac that defensive coordinator spot. And we'll see. I have to see if he accepts next week. Again, it's really that pipeline that put it over the edge. Spent some coaching points of our own here, trying to get our recruiting all the way maxed up in case there are some nice quarterbacks and running backs in the transfer portal, which would bring us to the first signing day here. And as you can see, 8 4-star players ended up recruiting at signing day, as well as 8 3-stars. I think it's a really good start to the class. 16 isn't, a very big number of players necessarily to have at this point, but I'm really hoping to attack the transfer portal, and we got a lot of other guys that we're going to be going after pretty hard here. If you take a look at where we rank in the nation. The 24th best recruiting class is pretty good at this point, but if you just look at all the teams above us in the SEC, we're not even close to the top. So 24 might make you feel good that we're having a really good recruiting class, but we're still in the bottom half of the SEC in terms of recruiting class quality. A long way to go. Hopefully the transfer portal can boost us up, maybe even into the top 20, because our conference has done an excellent job in this cycle of getting the top classes really across the board. We would get Jason Isaac to sign, so we do have our defensive coordinator locked down. Robbie Mitchell went down in coach prestige for some reason. Don't really know why. College football playoffs, how's it going? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Happy Friday to you as well. Oregon would end up winning the national championship over Michigan, a Big Ten matchup for the Natty here. A couple of surprises. You can't see it down. I'm going to hide my face cam real quick, but the Louisiana Raging Cajuns were, I think, easily the biggest surprise here to make the playoffs. I think Louisiana's a pretty big surprise too, especially making it all the way to the top 4. That gets us to the last thing I had to do before starting this live stream, and that was talking about the players that are leaving. We had quite a few players trying to leave, and we could not lose Nate Johnson, so we do successfully sway him to come back. Didn't want to lose a starting right tackle either, but unfortunately we could not sway him. Speedster Micah Bell is also out the window. We do get our starting running back to keep onto the team, as well as our starting guard. So had 2 successes, 3 fails here on our trying to sway people from entering the transfer portal. I think that's about as good as we could have asked for. And that brings us to this point right now where we are live here with the transfer portal. I have not taken a look at who is available in the transfer portal yet. I wanted to find out at the same time you guys did. So let me pull my screen up now. So I think really important for us, we have to find a way to fill the hole of losing Sandoval. Our offensive line was already not great, and we lost a starter. Luckily, we were able to keep our starting guard, but losing a tackle is just something we could not really have. And then in addition to that, we got to find a way to recover from the loss of Micah Bell. We already lost 2 of our top 4 receivers because they were seniors, of course, graduating. Losing Micah Bell on top of it, and all we have left is Junior Sherrill in terms of our top receivers. So before we hop into the transfer portal and the offseason recruiting here, let's take a look at our draft results. We did get 1 player drafted in the NFL. Congrats to CJ Taylor. Knew that was going to happen. I thought maybe he could be a 4th round player. Ends up being a 5th, which is still pretty solid, of course. But that's the only guy we get there. So time to take a look at the off-season recruiting. Of course, still have the players that did not commit that are on the board right now. Looks like none of the teams that were going after them have taken their offers off the table. Sometimes you'll see that. So gonna be some really tight battles here with some of these guys. Of course, with Castile and Bolt, we are the only guys that are offering to them right now. Hey Dylan, how's it going? Doing a Hawaii franchise and can't recruit anyone? Any tips? Yeah, I have a lot of tips. I think it would take a while for me to go over them. I could talk about them a little bit when we head to the transfer portal right now. I do have a way that helps me be very successful in the transfer portal. I very rarely lose a player that I'm going after in the transfer portal. So I'll show you that right now, and then we could talk about recruiting in general a bit down the road as well. But to start off, let's see who's available to us in the transfer portal. Isaiah Bond wants to come to Vanderbilt. That's exciting. Wow, I did not expect to get one of the top 10 transfer portal targets in the nation wants to come to Vanderbilt. I do just want to see who the top transfer portal players are. Caleb Downs, man, I think we have A+ playing style. Still doesn't want to come to us though, unfortunately. That would have been sick. So there were 3 5-star transfer portal players, all defensive backs. None of them wanted to come to us. That doesn't make, that's not, you know, it doesn't surprise me too much. I'm honestly surprised that Isaiah Bond wants to come to us. We're obviously going to target Isaiah Bond. I think I was very sad when we couldn't sway Micah Bell to stay. His speed was a very big boost to our offense last year. If we can replace that with Isaiah Bond, that would be pretty sweet. That's all I'm going to say there. Also need offensive line help. So Xavier Hill wanting to come, that's a big get. We're going to obviously target the guys that we can here. Is that Jeremiah Smith? That is Jeremiah Smith. Wow. I thought I featured him in my best freshman in the country video as the best wide receiver freshman in the entire country. And he's entered the transfer portal and wants to come to Vanderbilt. That is insane. We're obviously going to recruit him. How's it going, D-Man? D-Man Chi? Happy to have you here on the stream. Wow. Okay, so we lost Quincy Skinner, we lost Wiley, and we lost Micah Bell to the transfer portal. But if we could replace those guys with Jeremiah Smith, again, in my opinion, the best freshman in the game for wide receiver, and maybe the best freshman in the game overall. And then Isaiah Bond might be a little bit too OP. Talked about it at the end of last episode when we went over the stats, but the fact that we were top 5 in the entire country in passing was gonna mean we were gonna be, you know, valuable, seen as a good transfer spot for some of these receivers, and that has been the case. As well as pass protecting offensive linemen like Xavier Hill. So we can get some pretty big boosts to our offense this season through the transfer portal. Moving on down the list. This is another one of the best freshmen in the country that I previewed in my freshman video. And that's why you do that. So you know, coming into the transfer portal, like, hey, that's a really good player. You have some All-American sliders. Yeah, I have actually tested the sliders that you put on that video a little bit. Only for 2 games so far, but I did like them. I need to do a little bit more testing before I change sliders though. I like to see probably at least 5 games. Obviously, we're going to put Robinson the 4th on our board as well. These are 2 of the best freshmen in the entire country, and they want to transfer over to Vanderbilt. That is nuts. Don't need a 4th receiver. Brown, we played Brown. He had a pretty nice touchdown against us last year. I just think the receivers we're already going after are a little bit better. Surprisingly, none of the defensive backs that I really wanted to not lose to the portal actually even wanted to transfer out. Both Carter, our freshman safety, and Height, our sophomore corner, I thought were going to want to transfer out. Neither of them did, which is pretty awesome. I don't really think we need a tight end here. Again, if we lost some of our defensive backs, I'd go after maybe more of these. I'd test more of these. I'd try to get more of these defensive backs, but I don't think we actually... Our defensive backfield is probably one of the biggest strengths of this team. Test those. I don't know if I'll have time to test multiple slider sets before I want to start season 2. So if the ones that you have, if they continue to look good, I'll probably just roll with those. But if I don't like them, and then we can try a different slider set, of course. They end up not working out. I think getting a 4-star linebacker could help. We're going after some dudes here. Look how many 4-star prospects in the transfer portal want to come play for us. This is absolutely wild. All right. You're asking for some recruiting advice. This is obviously only going to apply to the transfer portal. But if you want to get the players that are actually having any interest in you in the transfer portal, this is how you do it. All right. We might not get all of these 4 stars, but we're going to get most of them. I'll show you how. So first things first. We know that Isaiah Bond has a playing style deal breaker, which means we know that one of the things that he cares about is playing style. So instantly here in week 1, we are going to do a playing style visit. Playing style visit. And then we're going to also hard sell. Now, this is a little risky because you might get it wrong. But for guys that have playing style as the reason they want to come to your school, it's usually one of 2 things. It's game time as their ideal pitch or time to get to work. And 2 of those have 2 of the same things. It's just whether or not they want conference prestige or playing time. And since we're A in all of those, even if we accidentally choose the wrong pitch here, it's still probably going to work out for us. So we're going to hard sell him. We're going to go with conference prestige is higher than playing time, so we'll hard sell that. Then we're going to soft sell him the other one. And then just for the final 5 points, we'll search up his DMs. This is going to get us a massive boost for Isaiah Bond. Same thing with Xavier Hill. We know his deal breaker is playing time, so we offer him the scholarship. We schedule him a week 1 visit focused around playing style. And then we're going to hard sell. We're going to guess on the hard sell here. We'll go it's game time again. And then you could either do the soft sell or contact friends and family. They're pretty similar here. But I just like the soft sell just a little bit better. But if you do, instead of the soft sell, if you do contact friends and family, then you don't have to add the 3rd thing in there. I screwed up my recruiting in my 3rd year. Chasing 4 stars. Yeah, so with 4 stars, you just the thing with chasing after the 4 stars and eventually the 5 stars, you just have to recognize the losing battles early. I did that for the most part. I did end up wasting a lot of time on Peter Awasika, but for the most part, if you see a school that's bigger than you, that they're going hard after him, you're just going to lose that battle. And so you just kind of have to accept it. I thought we could get Awasika, and we were really close, actually, in the end. I think if we beat Texas on his visit week, we might have actually gotten him, but I think, yeah, I'll go through my scouting strategy a little bit more. It's worked pretty well for me so far. I'm not going to say I'm the best at recruiting quite yet, but I think we got a pretty good, okay, actually, his is also playing style. So it's kind of the same thing. All these guys at the top that want to come to us, it's because of our play style. So it's pretty much going to be the same thing. And his playing time is actually better than conference prestige. So we're going to hard sell the time to get to work and then soft sell this one. Let me do that. You got to put the absolute maximum amount of points you can into these 4 stars, or because they'll make their decisions fast. He also has playing style. Yeah, all these guys, anybody who wants to come to us as a 4-star player is because of our playing style. I'm not even going to look anymore. I'm just going to assume. All right. This guy, playing time, once again, is a little bit better than conference prestige. So we're going to hard sell this one. Soft sell the other one. Search social media. Playing style. And then once again, his playing time is better. And bada bing, bada boom. You're going to see that this is going to work really, really well. Where are we interest-wise? So we're 4th here, 5th there, 5th there, barely on the board for these 2 guys. 4th there. So we're not even in the top 3 of any of these guys. We'll probably be up to 1st with, let's see, we have 5 of them. I'd say we're up to 1st with 4 of these guys after this week. Maybe even all 5. That leaves us 200 hours to put into these next 7 players. Not a ton. So the guys that we're kind of in the lead with already and like nobody else is recruiting them, I'm not going to put much into them at all. We're going to put 5 points into these guys. This will just be for this week because next week we'll get a ton of points back because we put so much time into scheduling visits this week. The guys who are a little bit more tight, we'll have to put a bit more into. So see, we have 5 guys left. So that's about 40 hours per player here. So we're going to hard sell Vince Church for his ideal pitch. We're going to hard sell George O'Callahan. Now, his ideal pitch doesn't work very well with us, which is unfortunate. How's your downfall? Are you refuse to cave into Georgia? Yeah, if Georgia's going after somebody, they're going to get him. That's just the reality of it. Yeah, hopefully there's not as many 4-star players that are just not getting offers. I've had to basically try to not scout those guys. I think we came up with the house rule that I'll be able to do, if the patch doesn't fix it, I'll only be able to do one of those guys a year to kind of keep it from being super unrealistic, because that is a way to get easy 4 stars. Our ideal pitch isn't great here, but even if they're all C's, picking an ideal pitch just always gives you a ton of points. I know other people will prefer to do the non-ideal pitch and get some A's in there. That works really well too. I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all. I just personally, I like going for the ideal pitch. It just makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, we'll see with O'Callahan, I think, but Football Influencers +5. Even if it's C, C-, and C-, whereas Send the House is also 5. It's the same. It's the same for 10 less points. Like if these were D's, yeah, that's when you start to not do their ideal pitch. But they're both 5. This one's 40. Send the House is 50. So I find that as long as you aren't like absolutely terrible, like the worst in the country at their ideal pitch, then you can still do the hard sell. All right. So we have 3 more players. We have 110 hours. What's his? I think his is also a football influencer. It's unfortunate. Let's hard sell this guy. We won't be able to hard sell McClendon if we do this, but that's fine. This is definitely a good ideal pitch. And then we're going to have to just put 30 points here into McClendon. And that's going to be all of our hours. There might be a better way to allocate this. I think we did the best that we could for this week. Hopefully we get big boosts to these 5 players. If we can add 5 4-star transfers, we could be looking at bowl next season. I mean, we were almost a bowl game team this year. Of course, we did lose a lot of guys, but I think we'll be replenishing our talent pretty well. So, time to move on to week 2. So that's the strategy. If you want good transfer players, look, we are first now on all 5 of them. I guess we would be first on 4. All 5 we are now first place on. And we might not even have guessed right on their hard sell pitches. Let's take a look. For Isaiah Bond, we did guess right. But this is still 4 points for 20 hours, so it's still really good. Hill, we guessed right. Nice. Smith, we guessed right. Okay, we're getting really lucky here. So here's the first one. We're gonna swap out his hard sell and his soft sell now, so that we get the hard sell on the perfect pitch, which is this one, and the soft sell on his almost perfect pitch, which is that one. And the same thing here for Cam Robinson. For a second, I thought we were going to get all 5 right, which would have been sick. Turns out all of them were just it's game time. It's not always the case, but there you go. So yeah, we're putting a ton of hours, but these guys are worth it. These guys are going to be the best players on our team next year. Look at all that. You might be adding 5 4-star players. Now we have 225 more hours to spend here. Now we can, the guys that we didn't, the guys that we didn't hard sell last week, we can hard sell this week. Maybe even offer some visits now. What's this one? I have no idea. The ones that I see a lot for players that are interested in us, I kind of know where they are now. That's Hometown Hero. Done enough recruiting where I can kind of see somebody's stuff and know exactly where it is. This one is Football Influencer again. No, it's not. What is it? Team Player. Like the last one I looked at. All right. He's not ready. He's not even in his top 8 yet. So let's get him to his top 5 as quickly as we can. 120 hours. Now we can start to kind of go for some other players, I think. Or we could use them to schedule 3 visits. Who do we need a visit for? Okay, we need to get McClendon on a visit because he's going on a Sam Houston visit. So let's schedule this visit. I guess it'll be athletic facilities here. So don't need a visit there probably. We need a visit with Biggers. And we're locked out. So might lose out on Biggers. We're locked out on Orlowski. We can schedule a visit. He might just commit this week though. I think it'll be a better use of our time to actually just go here. I think that extra 25 points will push him towards the commit. And Ohio State has pulled off the offer for O'Callahan. So we're now the only ones going after O'Callahan, which is nice. I like that. So 55 hours. One thing I haven't targeted yet that I want to target. I'd like to get a punter. I felt like our punter was pretty bad last year. The highest rated punter is Egbule. We're not going to be scouting these guys. I just think there's too many other good uses for our stuff. We also don't have a fullback, so we're going to try to go after Lima as well. We'll use our last 55 hours between these two. Offer them both a scholarship. Gives us 45 hours to play with. I think we go here and here, I guess. Gotta go study. Thanks for hopping in, Bryson. Happy to see you. All right. So, here's how we're allocating our points this week, I think. Still going all max out. You can't let your foot off the gas. Probably don't need to actually, let's see, let's change things up a little bit now that I'm looking at it. I don't think we need the extra 15 points on Castile. We're the only ones going after him. So that will allow us to change this to this and put 30 points into both of them. I think that's better. Yeah, I think we're rocking with that for now. Isaiah Bond is coming to Vanderbilt. Top 10 transfer in the nation. It's headed our way. Sad to see Michael Bell go. Happy to replace him with Isaiah Bond from Texas. Stealing an SEC player. Xavier Hill is going to be a massive boost to our offensive line. Jeremiah Smith, man. What a get. And Ellis Robinson the fourth. And Cam Robinson. So in 2 weeks, we got all 5 4-star transfer players. Vince Church also commits, which is what we wanted. Orlowski does lock us out. Saw that one kind of coming a little bit. We weren't a great fit, and he had so many other offers. decided to go for him anyway, just because we need linemen in a bad way. So I went after a ton, hoping that we could get most of them. So far, working out. So now we have 480 hours. Now we can only put 4 more targets on our list, so I don't know what we're going to be able to do with those 480 hours. The one thing we could do 100% though, easily, is at this point we can put max amount of hours on everybody. What's this one? Is this one football influencer? And all these offensive linemen want to be influencers. It doesn't sound very offensive lineman to me, but hey, what do I know? Didn't mean to do that. Let's put all these guys to 65. I can't believe we got all those 4-star players. That was nuts. Let's put this guy a little bit down here. We can bring these guys up to sell the house. Or send the house, excuse me. Got some good guys and didn't even hit the portal yet. Very nice. All right. Are you talking about here? These guys are all portal. Bond, Hill, Smith, Robinson, and Robinson. We didn't hit the portal super hard. We haven't hit the portal for like 3 stars and 2 stars yet. Really what I did is I wanted to figure out the guys that we were going to prioritize in the portal, and this was these guys. We're going to have time though this week, here in week 3, to see if we can steal any late guys from the portal as well. For sure. We still got 325 hours to spend. So far the guys here at the top, these are our 5 portal finds. Everybody else below them is incoming freshmen. But I think we do head back to the portal here because I think we still need to see if there are any offensive linemen we can snag. There's nobody. Nobody at tackle. Nobody at tackle. Hill. So we were a little bit late. We needed to go earlier on these offensive linemen. We're not getting any portal linemen. Is there anybody else in the portal at all that wants to come to us? Yeah, I mean, there's still opportunities for us in the portal. The best is McBurrows still hasn't signed, but he's going to go to A&M or Florida State, and we already got ourselves a 4-star corner I like. We could try for Bowman. I don't know how much we need a tight end. And Purdue looks like they're going pretty heavily after him. Try to get another linebacker here. Middle Tennessee didn't make a ton of ground last week. Yeah, we'll go for another middle linebacker. Let's go now. So we can add three more players. So who are the best players that we can add? Yeah, screw it. Let's go for them. Why not? I don't know if we're going to win either of these guys. But if we can get 2 more 4 stars, usually if you want to get a 4-star in the portal, you have to go after them from week 1. There's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. What's his situation like? He's probably going to Indiana. Should we bring in a quarterback maybe to add some competition? Maybe we should. Oh, I do want to look at running backs actually. Are there any good transfer portal running backs? Spiegel. Purdue might get him, but we're going to try. He's a 224-pound receiving back. That's nice. We sort by rank. I love how they have all these guys on our recommended list that we literally can't go over. Spiegel is the best guy. So I think that's going to be how we round out our board here. We're going to see if we can't get any of these late transfers. So the top 9 guys on our board are all transfer targets. All right, we got 325 hours. This guy likes playing style, so we're going after these guys late. Oh, we can't schedule a visit with him. It's just gonna have to be next week. We're still, oh, we can't even sell him yet either because he's not. All right, so we're just gonna have to do this week. We're gonna have to do the whole visit and everything next week. Bros already has a week, but it's for week 5, which doesn't even exist, so I don't know how that works. Playing style again. We're gonna hard sell him on this. We're gonna soft sell him on this. Might be too late for these guys, but if it's not and we can add extra players, I'm all down for it. Playing style again here. Playing style visit. Hard sell him on this. We might not even soft sell him on the other one, honestly. Maybe we'd... Oh, that's right. We only have 50 hours for running backs. So we can't even do both the hard sell and the soft. So we're going to have to settle for the DMs. Only 50 hours remain. And I definitely want to schedule him for a visit, and so we're gonna have to take it off of somebody else. Actually, what is it? Playing style? That's what I thought. Schedule a visit for playing style. All right. Here's somebody that we probably don't need to go all in for. Like Castile. Probably don't need to go all in for. Probably still need to go all in for this guy. Probably don't need to go all in for this guy. Need to stay hot on this guy, and maybe don't need to go all in on O'Callahan either. Okay. That allows us to go all in on Bowman here, Bowman. We'll go here. We'll go here. And we'll go here. That gives us 15 hours that we can probably put back in on O'Callahan, I'd say. All right. Here we go. Our board is 100% full. Can we get the guys that are on it? We're undoubtedly going to lose out on a couple of these guys, but hey, I'm going to try. The 4-star corner does commit to Texas A&M. Going after him in week 3 is definitely too late. That's a guy you need to go after earlier. But I wanted to try. Ooh, I don't know if we're going to be able to make up that much ground on Purdue. Especially if we had him in for our visit this week. I think we might be able to beat Purdue out for Bowman, though. And we're top on Johnson. Which means we're going to bring him in for a visit here. For play style. We're gonna go. We know it's playing time, so we know this one's the hard sell. Which means we know this one is the soft sell. We have 165 hours. We can only add one player to our board, though. So I think we'll be better off just kind of spending it with the players that we already have. Maybe scheduling a couple of week 4 visits to push these guys over the edge. All right. Still the only ones offering on Abula, Lima, Castile. Kind of we already had in for a visit. Still the only one offering on Bull. Won't let us do a visit with Biggers. We can do a visit with O'Callahan. I guess we're selling him on championship contender. Don't know if that's a very... effective pitch, but that's the one we're rolling with. We're a championship contender, baby. I feel it in my bones. 65 hours. I suppose we could use that on one player. Just fill our board all the way to the max. Who's the top player that we are number 1 on his board? We're still number 1 on the board of Ricky Lee III. Let's go after him. Is it a good sign that we're number 1 on his board? Probably not. There you go. Week 4, our final week. Of the transfer portal here, and that's our final week to try to add to our recruiting class. I think we nailed the recruiting this year. We're going to be a very fun team next year, especially a fun offense. Landing Jeremiah Smith and Isaiah Bond, as well as a big booster offensive line, is massive. Absolutely massive. Let's see where everybody goes. Let's see where everybody goes. Denelius Johnson. We had another linebacker here. We do get the tight end, Alex Bellman. Colby McClendon. Raekwon Bull. Jalil Biggers. I'm kind of surprised by that one. George O'Callahan. Ricky Lee. George Egbule. And Jesus Lima. Did we miss out on anybody? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was the running back that I thought we were going to lose out on. Would have loved to add running back. That was totally an oversight by me. I meant to go after a running back earlier, and I forgot. I got so excited about all the 4-stars that wanted to be with us that I forgot one of my priorities was going to be running back. We have 10 coach points to spend those. I think at this point, I do want to eventually get the 3rd tier here, but I want to unlock Motivator. Because you gain XP when a player levels up, and we're about to level up in the next week. So I feel like this is a good time to spend in it. National Signing Day. So take out Charlie Spigal here. And, you know, the last 2 players we didn't get. So we signed 32 players in our recruiting class, which is pretty insane. The transfers. So we got, let's see. We got 8 transfer players, which include 6 4-stars and 2 3-stars in the transfer portal. And then we got, what would that leave us at? 24 incoming freshmen. Ricky Lee, just normal development trade. Denelius Johnson has impact. Bauman has normal. Isaiah Bond has star. He's a senior though. Xavier Hill has impact. Jeremiah Smith, who's coming in as a sophomore, has star. So is Ellis Robinson. Cam Robinson has impact. And now here's the freshman. You got normal dev on the puncher, that's fine. Impact on the fullback. Normal on the offensive lineman. Normal on the offensive line. Not doing great on the depth traits so far for our freshmen. Impact. We get our first star here. Let's go. George O'Callahan come to a star development. We needed it. Tackle is something that we desperately needed. Hopefully comes in at a good overall. Couldn't fully scout him. I did not prioritize scouting. I just wanted to use my points elsewhere. The guys that we scouted in the preseason, obviously we ended up fully scouting because you can't do much in the preseason besides scout. Impact development for Roger McCreary. He was our first recruit in the series. I'm excited to have him on the team. Paul Zadalis, 91 speed here. Might move over to safety, but he has star development traits. You'll love to see it. Impact here for Jim Hayes. Should be a good route runner. Jake Kuhn goes for impact development as well. Trevante Baldridge, star development. Let's go. Still no elites. I've been hoping we can get some elites. No elite development trait yet for this team. Impact for Raphael Hakeem. That was probably the closest battle we won all season long. If we lost to South Carolina, I don't know if Raphael Hakeem would have committed to Vanderbilt. Impact for Droogsma. Star for Lamont Wadley. Impact for running back Pat Noor. Star for Vince Church. Star for Lewis Brady, the quarterback that we brought in. That's a good player to get star on. Wicks with impact. Star for DJ Hajrulehu. Still no elite. We're not going to get any elites. The very last player on the board pulls an elite. I was going to be sad that we pulled no elite development trait. He's ranked outside the top 1,300 players, so I don't know if his overall will be super high, but he'll have that elite development trait, which will be nice. And then the two players that we spent a ton of time on and missed, Awasika, at least he's normal development, but I do want to see what his overall is. And then Maryland gets star development Isaac Kendricks. I can't believe we lost that battle. There you have it. Where do we rank now? You got to imagine that our... So before the transfer portal, we were ranked 24th in the nation. That has to have gone up with the class that we just pulled in the transfer portal. Those 8 transfers are very good. We're up to 17. 17 with 32 players. 14 of them are 4 stars. 18 are 3 stars. Didn't go after a single 2-star. But let's take a look at the people in our conference that are better than us. Well, you have Ole Miss and Oklahoma right behind you, like pretty much tied, right? But then Auburn is above us in our conference. You have Texas A&M above us in our conference, Tennessee above us, Alabama above us, Georgia above us, Texas above us, LSU above us. Woo! So you got to feel really good. Oh man, Bozo, you're going to want to watch this back. We got some crazy transfers. In fact, since you're on a 15-minute break, I'll show you right now. We were able to get a bunch of 4-star. Isaiah Bond coming to the team. Xavier Hill coming to the team. Jeremiah Smith coming to the team. And Robinson. Both these guys were freshmen last year, so we get them for multiple years. And Robinson. All 4-star transfers to our squad. That's probably the biggest thing that happened. We did lose some players to the portal. Notably, our starting tackle and stuff like that. You can sort it by conference. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, let's do that. So we're still pretty average in the conference. Mississippi State had the worst. No team had worse than a top 50 class. Florida being at 30 is kind of surprising, honestly. But if you consider Ole Miss and Oklahoma are pretty much tied for us, we had at best an average recruiting class in our conference. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Like Ole Miss, I don't know how Ole Miss is behind us. They have the exact same amount of 4 stars, exact same amount of 3 stars, but they signed in a 5-star in addition to that. Oklahoma, yeah, us 3, we pretty much have the same class. Ole Miss just added a 5-star, as did Oklahoma. And then Auburn had the same class as us too. Pretty much, except just add the 4-star. A 5-star, excuse me. So LSU tops the conference, pulling in 4 5-star recruits and 19 4-stars. Georgia got 28 4-star recruits. Dang. So, you know, I went all out. I did as much as I could to get the best class I possibly could, and we ended up average in the conference. We'll get better as time goes along, and I think we'll be able to eventually. But basically, if you're not getting a top 10 class in the conference, you're falling behind a little bit. It's crazy. It's crazy. SEC is super competitive, and I love it. Puts a lot of pressure on me every year to have a really good recruiting class. Just gotta hope Nate Johnson plays better. Nate Johnson, I think Nate Johnson got a little bit too much hate. He certainly was turnover prone at times. But most of that was when we were playing teams that vastly were better than us. Nate Johnson, overall, I think Nate Johnson played well. Just needs to clean up on that. We're going to see, after we do position changes, we'll see how much better he got too. All right, let's do position changes. We got to put our athletes to the right positions and stuff. Clemson's only a 56 overall. Jeez. He's actually a better defensive player than offensive player. Should do a scrimmage game. I don't know if they let you do CPU versus CPU in scrimmages. Maybe. Or you guys could actually see me play the game. Let's just say pretty rusty. Kuhn is a 75 overall defensive tackle. Interesting. We need him to play offensive line, though. And we got a really good defensive tackle recruit, so I'm not worried about. Lineman got to do better. Dude, that game against Tennessee, I was shocked. Our offensive line was not nearly that bad the entire season. See Mr. Hurricane do it? Okay, cool. Obviously, Brady's going to be a quarterback. Nora's only a 61. That is unfortunate. He's a 68 linebacker, though. We might need him at linebacker. Oh, he's the only running back we recruited this year, so I feel like he's got to play running back. I feel like we need him at running back. Yeah, we only have 4 running backs. He's going to have to play running back. That was the biggest miss in the portal for me. I needed to get a running back, and I totally forgot. I was too excited by all the fun receivers that wanted to play for us. So we're going to have 6 quarterbacks. Nate Johnson. We'll see. So his awareness right now is at 83. We'll see if that goes up. See if that goes up. 83 is not even bad, honestly. Maybe throw under pressure is probably got to go up a little bit too. That might help his interceptions. Where's his carrying? Because he didn't fumble a ton, but he did fumble a bit. He has 87 carrying. Honestly, his lowest thing is his accuracy, and that just wasn't a factor at all. Now, if I end up implementing these sliders that will nerf accuracy a bit, so his bad, medium, and deep accuracy will become more of a problem. Here are the ratings for Bond. Bond's going to be an 88 overall with 98 speed and 97 acceleration. Jeremiah Smith will be a 84 overall sophomore. So these guys don't go up when they transfer, I don't think, which is really unfortunate. They should still go up. Ah, Jeremiah Smith is so good, man. I'm so excited to have him with the team. So Bowman ends up being an 81 overall senior. So he and Stowers will probably be our tight end duo next year. I'm surprised we were able to get this. Can this guy run block? Can run block about the same as the rest of our tight ends. We only have 1 left tackle. We got to get more people to play left tackle. What's our right tackle situation? Oh, man. We needed to get more tackles. We only have 4 tackles on this squad. Can the transfer we get... Can he play tackle? 6'4", 318. He's a pass protector. Honestly, kind of giving me... Probably didn't go up. Well, none of the transfers go up. I mean, we haven't gotten to the actual, what you call it, the offseason progression, but the transfers don't get included in that. It's really weird. I think Hill has to play tackle for us. I think Hill has to play tackle for us. Then Flynn, probably we move him to right guard so we could start in year 1. Playing time was his deal breaker, so want to put him in a place where he'll get playing time. He's short. So we're going to have probably Miles. We'll see how much better he gets. Morgan, O'Connell, Flynn, and Hill. Those are offensive line next year. Moving to the defense, we got Agu, I don't know. Only have 1 right end, so let's make one thing I actually want to do. Let's make oh man. Okay, we got a lot of middle linebackers. Let's make Baldridge an end. Like he fits better there with his 86, 82 strength. We'll go there. All the DTs will stay DTs, I think. So Robinson's an 84. Not very fast, though, unfortunately. Maybe we make Robinson left outside linebacker. Maybe make Hajulehu. He can't be right outside. Oh, that's not... What the heck? Hajulehu. Right outside linebacker. Yeah, we'll rock with that. Ellis Robinson has 83 overall, 93 speed, 97 acceleration. It's Adalis. We might move to safety. That's what we got at safety. So happy Dante Carter didn't transfer out. Yeah, I think we make Zadalis a strong safety. No, not Ellis Robinson. What is up with this game, dude? You have to like wait, give the game a second to actually register what you're doing. That's kind of weird. I'm gonna do that. And our freshman punter is 7 overalls higher than our punter last year, so that's good. I think that's it. I think we're good there. 4. Position changes. It's time for us to see who went up and who went down in overall. Time to see our offensive progression, and we get a bunch of level ups. Let's go. 40 points. Okay. Let's see our trading results. Brandon Fontenette, up to an 84 overall, 88 speed, 90 acceleration. Patterson, he gets a pretty big speed boost. I like that. He goes from 82 to 85 speed for his senior year. He was a really awesome playmaker for us at middle linebacker last year. Excited to have him back for one more year. Junior Sherrill up to an 83 overall. Nice. Spin and juke both in the mid 80s for him. He's certainly still going to be a big part of our offense. McConnell up to an 82. Alexander up to an 81. I'm kind of disappointed by that, honestly. Our offensive coordinator has the offseason progression boost for running backs. I was hoping we could get a bigger boost than that. Let's actually go by position here. Nate Johnson goes up 1 overall, but now he has 99 speed. What? Okay. That's not what I wanted him to upgrade. His accuracies don't go up at all. His awareness doesn't go up at all. His throw power doesn't go up at all. His throw under pressure doesn't go up at all. But he's faster now. He went from being the fastest quarterback in the game last year to still being the fastest quarterback in the game this year, I guess. Unless there's a 100-speed quarterback somewhere out there. I think that opens the door for a competition here. I think if we wanted to go for a little bit more of a pocket guy, I think Drew Dickey could be good. Also, we have Lou Brady. As a freshman, we could start him as a true freshman, maybe. It's got to be a competition. Kalen Young goes up to a 77. That's a pretty good year of progression for him. He's got 92 vision. Might have to feature McKylan Young a little bit this year. But I mean, that break tackle from Alexander is so much better. And all like the juke and spin move and stuff is much better. And the catching. So probably still be a two-back backfield between these two. I think Gillespie might not get super featured here. Tristan Brown goes up to a 76 overall. He's got 99 agility and change of direction. Nice. Stores up to a 79. Miles up to a 76. Morgan up to an 81. Seen these ones. Sharper up to a 78, so maybe Flynn does sit. I think they're close enough that I might still start true freshman Flynn, though. Single up to a 75, but he won't start. Soliger's up to a 76, so he's kind of the same overall as Baldridge now. What's your freshman? Carter went from a 60 overall to a 73. That's wild. Got 95 play rec now. 87 finesse moves. 80 zone coverage. This guy's good. Wish he was a little bit faster. 82's not bad, though. Ronaldo got a pretty big, nice boost too. Got a lot of corners in the low 80s now. Carter does not go up very far, unfortunately. On that we already saw. Hunter goes up 9 overall, which is pretty good. Overall, not a ton of, I think, massive boosts. I've seen like really massive boosts. Like I did a test Vanderbilt series, and Junior Cheryl went up to 87 after his first year. I was hoping for something similar this year as well. I saw Dante Carter in that same test series. He only went up to like a couple more overall, but his speed went up to like 96. It was insane. Johnson only increases speed. That's still insane to me. It's time to take a look at... I want to take a look at all the overalls of our freshmen now, though. Starting to get a little bit of a stuffy nose. We can do that here in the encourage transfer screen. So quarterback. Is there anybody that we should need to tell them to just transfer? So Lou Brady is a 73 overall. I think we'll look at their player cards later. I think we can encourage Carter. I mean, he's a senior. You're never going to play for us, buddy. Could probably try to convince Gillespie, but I think we need all the running backs we have. Why can't I convince McAllister to leave? He's terrible and he's a senior. Whatever. Could probably tell Fortenberry to go kick rocks, honestly, at this point. Although we have 3 senior tight ends, so I don't want to lose a tight end, I don't think. We need all of the offensive linemen we have. We kind of need all the defensive linemen that we have, too. Kind of need all the linebackers we have, too. Corner, maybe we could convince somebody. But, like, they're all good. Or a freshman, so we won't do that. Probably tell Ogachukwu to go kick rocks, but I think we'll keep him too. We're at 78 out of 85. Want us to upgrade our coach skills? I think we'll do that. I'm thinking we're going to go into the motivator tree here. Well, one thing I actually want to do. First, let's finish off our recruiter tree. So, I'm thinking wide receivers and DBs are 2 positions that we've gotten some really good players, and I think I want to make sure they develop nice. So we're going to go to the 3rd tier in both wide receivers and DBs. That off-season training boost is going to be massive going forward. Going to be massive going forward, so I want to get those for as many positions as we can. Obviously not going to prioritize special teams, but there you have it. That's how we're going to spend our coach points. I think we got to advance the week before we can see our roster and see everybody's player cards. Kind of want to see what everybody picked gear-wise and stuff for our freshmen before we head off. I initially was going to go through with you guys some changes to the playbook I want to make, but my nose is getting really stuffy and it's getting harder and harder for me to talk. So this will end up just being a kind of a shorter stream, but I don't know why that happens. It just happens sometimes when I stream. Like, I'm not sick at all, but my nose just gets really stuffed. All right. We're going to finish things off by going through our freshmen, seeing if we want to change their gear or anything. Starting off with quarterback Lewis Brady. He's going to rock the number 15 here. I honestly think that gear's pretty good. I don't think it needs to change, really. $15. And it doesn't matter whether or not I like the number, because you can't change the numbers in this game. All you can do is change like their equipment. So I think we're good with Lou Brady there. Pat Knorr. He's rocking the number 1. All right. I don't know if I want a 61 overall player rocking the number 1 for us, but it is what it is. I don't know if he'll ever play for us. I was excited when we were recruiting him. Rafael Hakeem ends up being 76 overall. Nice. Kind of like this gear set too. He's got so much hair. He's probably going to be wide receiver 4 for us this year and get some playing time. We ran a lot of 4 receiver sets last year. We'll probably do it again. And I'll just rather have Hakeem out there than Brown. I think Bond will probably play the slot for us. He picked number 5. We got 4 for Smith. And then Hayes, he was a top 50 player in the nation, I think, and a gem, but he's only 69 overall. This guy was top 50 and a gem. Hakeem was outside the top 300 and not a gem, but he ends up 7 overall higher. I'm still excited about both of them, though. We got a senior and a junior up here, so they'll get playing time probably next year, unless I get another sick opportunity to bring in 2 awesome transfer players. I'm so excited to have Jeremiah Smith on this team. I can't even tell you. I'll probably still have Stowers as our tight end 1. I just really like that speed. I think Bowman will be an upgrade over Spence as our tight end 2. All 3 are seniors, though. So Coleman is going to get some playing time as a sophomore. Probably going to play Flynn here as a true freshman. He really cares about playing time, so we're going to give it to him. Tied for our highest overall. So far, 76 between Hakim and Flynn is our highest overall. Well, Callahan, what was he? He's a 68. Star development, though. You love to see it. So far, I think this game has done a lot better job kind of with the default gear than Madden usually does. I don't know what their face masks are. If they have terrible face masks, we'll have to change them. So far, I like what I see. And the only elite dev trait we got was from Josh Buchanan. What a beard. He's a little bit... He's not super right. He's 70 overall. Baldridge will get some playing time for sure. It's interesting. I don't mind it, though. I think we'll let him keep that. Yeah, so far, much better job by this game with their default gear selections. We got the elbow brace here for Roger McCreary. Okay. I like that. Really big finesse rusher. 98 stamina is nice. Jeez. Connor Duck. Let's see what he's rocking here. I did not choose Brian Longwell. I chose Connor Duck. He's rocking number 9. Nice with the arm brace. I like it. I think that looks good. And then Hajulehu here. 57. A little more generic here, but that's okay. Not everybody needs to be fully decked out. Drugsma. Full sleeves. I don't like that. We're going to change it. I think it may be more arm tape or something. I like the helmet selection, though. That's good. I like everything but the baggy sleeves. Let's do the arm tape. Yeah, I like that. Good old Robert Drugsma. Let's see how it looks. I guess you can't tell he has arm tape on. I guess sometimes when he moves his arms. I'm excited for Drugs. We got Taufa. Okay, the rolled up uni. Okay, I dig it with the double wide sleeves. I can dig it. Not Dante Carter. What is up with this game, man? Vince Church, please. There we go. Rocking the 7. Pretty nice. And then last but not least, we got Paul Zadalis. 75 overall is pretty dang good. He's got the tight sleeves. I'll allow it for this one. We want that zone coverage to be better for a corner, but I just think with the 91 speed, that fits so well with corner. We'd start with safety. And I think he has a better chance to play there earlier on. Because, say he redshirts this year, he could be a redshirt sophomore starting for us. I guess we did also. George Egbule. Rocking the baggy sleeves. I guess the half baggy sleeves. We also got one. Jesus Lima. Nice. So there you have it. That's our recruiting class. I think we did really, really well. Isaiah Bond comes in and he's our new best player on the team for this year. Was stoked to get him. And he's going to play that Micah Bell role for us. Probably even a little bit better than Micah Bell did. And Micah Bell was awesome last year. I think our base formation, I think we're going to have Bond in the slots. Probably Jeremiah Smith will play the X and Cheryl will play the Y for us. And I think that's a really good trio. And then when we bring in the 4 receiver sets, we're going to go with Hakeem. 1 tight end, it's going to be Stowers. 2 tight ends, it'll be Bauman. I think we'll have Alexander maybe be our 3rd down back and Young be our regular back. The question is Nate Johnson a shoe-in at starter? Or do we give Dickey and Brady a chance? Do we give Dickey and Brady a chance? I think that's something that we'll have to figure out. I think so. Supposedly, we should be able to do a scrimmage, but I can't see where to do it. Maybe you just have to do it once the actual season starts. I had plans to do a little bit more in this stream, but I'm getting really, really stuffy. And so that's going to pretty much do it for the offseason. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, and we had a much better transfer portal than I thought. We were able to keep some players that I thought we might have to lose, and we were able to bring in players that I never thought we'd have the chance to do. That is just really awesome. And thank you to everyone who tuned into the stream, especially those who participated in chat. You guys will make streaming fun and why I like to do it occasionally. But that's all I got here for the stream. We'll be back next week for the start of Season 2 in our Vanderbilt Dynasty. And I will see you then. Anchor down.